cutting tools. Back to that again. Just stay tuned, guys. Alright, and you see I finally got a new handle for the axe. It's 20 inch long. Well, it's actually from tip to it's like 28 and a quarter. Yeah, it's got the Wildwood Wisdom book. A couple passages that I'm going to read out of there. Of course, you know my tomahawk. Of course, my belt knife. No, I have not gotten the new one yet. Mike from Primal Edge actually had a question about the address. And as of filming this, I don't have the internet back yet because a tree fell on the house on Monday night. Blew out took out the cable and the power. So we just got power back yesterday. My father is trying to get hold of the cable company to come back and rehook up the house. So anywho, until then, well, I can't use the clock. But I can at least do some videos so I can post them up. So anywho, yeah, once Mike sends up the knife, I'll show you at that time the current Nesbitt trio, which will still have this one, but I do want to get the green handle trapper. I just like green. Anyway, it's also okay. So yeah, a lot of people go by Nesbitt's trio, and that's fine, honestly. Especially if you're going through the deciduous forest of like Pennsylvania and New York, even down to the Ohio country, but not in northern Maine or even down here in Missouri where we got some pretty thick stuff. So, okay, I want to read a couple passages out of the book concerning Jaeger's ideas on axes and cutting tools in general. Okay, so let's go back. Oh yes, modern camp axe. As in the pioneer days, the axe today is one of the most important tools the camper has. Correct. When selecting an axe, get the best steel available. The type of axe is up to the camper. In the pioneer days, each community blacksmith designed his own individual style, and even today we have the Maine, Kentucky, Michigan, Hudson's Bay, and other descendant types. Every outdoorsman has his own particular favorite. Well, I haven't used too many, so I don't even know what type this Craftsman head is. Leaf. If you can tell me what type it is, I'll give you a better look later on. That would be appreciated. Which pattern? I mean, I'm guessing Michigan, but I could be completely wrong. Okay, styles range from light hand axes or hatchets to larger double bit axes and single bit pole axes. The hand axe is light in weight, but not very satisfactory for real work. Some manufacturers make a small axe with an 18 to 20 inch handle, and that is light, but can be used as a two-handed axe. Okay, speaking of, I will do this often. Get my measuring tape. Alright, so 18 to 20 inch. Alright, this is a nearly 20 inch handle. My tomahawk fits in that category. It's light enough that it can be carried long distances, but still be handled two hands to get some really serious chopping done. So this is a good, what he calls a camp axe. And that's exactly what it is, it's just a pole to camp axe. That's what Fort Turner calls it. Same with H&B Forge. But I would suggest going with H&B Forge if you want one. Okay, so back to where we were reading. Okay, for real chopping in camp, however, a large axe is necessary. A single bit or pole axe, that is, an axe with only one edge, is best. And the head must not weigh more than 2.5 pounds, 2.5 to 3 pounds. I'm guessing this is what this is, and it's not that bad in a way. I can swing it pretty easily and not get too tired. Uh, the handle is measuring 26 to 36 inches. Okay. As noted, it is a 28.25 inch handle all the way through. So, again, within that category, even a 36-inch handle, being on the size of the person, because again, you got a guy that's 6'6", this will be too short. So, you always have to go off your own measurements. For me, this is perfect. Pull it out. You know, you always see Maurice Kahansky doing the whole arm test. There you go. Or even from tip to tip. There. It works. So, oop. There we go. Okay. Double great. Leaf Play will find this laughable, but he goes on to say that the double bitted axe is dangerous to be used by beginners. Though I don't see Link being a beginner. Leaf being a beginner. He's a very accomplished axeman. And honestly, Leaf, if you do see this, could you do a beginner series on axe work, especially axe safety? Just a thought. And this is okay. So this type of axe has two cutting ends, and it is favored by lumberjacks and timbermen. One edge is thin and keen for chopping, the other is sturdier for splitting. He goes on to say, this is just his opinion. He says, personally, I prefer the Hudson's Bay pattern for camping trips. The axe has a wide cutting edge, but tapers as it goes back to the handle, thus cutting down the weight of the head. It is light, but has a lot of chopping power. And to be honest, if I can't find one, or best yet, make one, that's exactly what I'd use. Because again, it's lighter weight. I mean, this head is kind of on the heavy side for me. I mean, it's a good axe. I mean, it's awesome that I found it for like $5. It's hard to find a decent axe head. I mean, sorry. Dang it. There you go. Leaf is even now a proponent of finding an axe head, rehashing it yourself to get a really good axe. And I agree. Like I said, I found a guy I know found one. He had no use for it. He uses a chainsaw and wood splitter. So he gave me that. It's bigger than this one. It's a full size. It's actually, I gave it to my father-in-law before we moved. But yeah, that's like probably a 3.5 pound head that I initially had. It's a great chopper. It's heavy. That's all I can say. So yeah, it goes on to say how to select it and how to chop and all that good stuff. Carry the axe. Leaf shows all that good stuff. So if you want to go to Adirondack Woodsman and watch the videos. But there is one thing I have never seen, and I'm thinking of doing this on both my hawk and my axe. Yeah, I don't know if you might have actually seen the place here. Yeah, right here, spunks in inches. It's a crude measuring device. Honestly, I think that's a really good idea, and I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to sand this. I'm going to re-sand the handles, mark it out in ink or paint, and re-oil it. That way I have a very crude measuring device, and if I'm trying to, say, make a log shelter, I need 10-foot chunks. Okay, mark it out in 2 inches, and say, okay, make it every foot a different color than the rest, and just lay it in ends for ends. Use it that way. Yeah, I actually, four. Yeah, it's almost, the handle in of itself, from that down, is a little over 2 feet, so, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, that would work. Like I said, I've never seen anybody else do that. And honestly, it's a really damned good idea. Alright, so we've covered the chopping tools. Let's go with cutting tools. These guys. Okay. Alright. Okay. Go with, let's start with the sheath knife. Um, Jaeger's idea of it. It says, sheath knife, or fixed blade, or belt knife, whatever you want to call it. And so, to all outdoors folks, the knife is the most important item of equipment. In fact, a small, light sheath knife is indispensable. We all know that. It is always handy and easy to clean and easy to clean and dry after messy work, cleaning fish, skinning game, cutting up meat, peeling potatoes, and a hundred other jobs. This is where a lot of people, some folks get a little offended here. It says, don't get a large sheath knife. A 4.5 to 5 inch blade is large enough. The handle should be smooth, preferably of leather. Well within the length, but again, it's a wooden handle. Same with my new one. So, yeah, there's a little bit of rust because the new sheath, which I'll show in a minute, was still a bit damp. So, no worries. Usually the average hunting blade is too thick, and only after repeating grindings does it assume the right profile. The right proportions. At least I have found some. Yeah, I didn't bring up the other knives I have, and I could show you a couple of them. It was one that my wife has, which she didn't take with her, unfortunately. But it's a World War II era Navy knife. It's stacked with the handles and all that. It's almost exactly what Jaeger shows in his book. So that's one, and she loves it because it's lightweight and all that good stuff. Anyway, be sure the steel is tempered right. It often is too hard, making the blade very brittle. That's very true of the stainless steel knife. It's very hard, almost impossible to sharpen, and they do tend to break. At least I've seen. At least I've heard. I wouldn't say they have a tendency to break, but they can have a tendency to break. Goes on saying never unsheath a knife unless it needs to be used. Pretty much just don't be stupid with it. Of course, I unsheathed it to show it off, but no, well, I'm sure he's done so. And it's a pocket knife. It's a good idea to have a strong pocket knife with a heavy blade and one or two smaller ones. Keep at least one blade razor sharp and use it only when a keen blade is needed. Pays to get a good steel knife. Beware the toolkits that have everything, including the carpenter's chest. Now that's all he really goes on about tools. Again, it's not high carbon steel like I would prefer, but the Rough Rider knives do fit in that category. You have multiple designs ranging from the Trapper, stock 3-blade Stockman, to the 5-blade Stockman, to the canoe knife. A whole range of traditional style knives. And they use real bone and real stag in that style knife for these knives. This is real steel, real bone. I've said it before in my review. This spring for this blade is not it's not nearly as strong as this one, but it's still a good knife. Fit and finish is a little odd. You can see when you shine light through, there is a little bit of light showing through. It's not too bad, but it still fits that category. So I think overall, Jaeger really approve of my cutting tools. He does not go into at all about saws. I don't know if he ever thought that saws would be okay or good camp tools or not, but uh, all I know is, even though I didn't bring them out, I have my bucksaw, which you guys have seen, as well as my Corona. Both for different, really both are for completely different uses.